Good morning, walkers, and welcome to Big Springs, Idaho. This is the Big Spring. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide. Welcome to City Walks, where we have an exploration. Sorry, I gotta buckle up my backpack here. Have an exploration, usually of cities, but often of natural areas, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm not going to talk as much today, I think. I am recording this in 360. It's another experiment. Still figuring that out. Big Springs. I should have looked up this before I lost cell signal, but it is one of the largest springs in the world. This creates an entire river. As you can see, it all comes out of the hill right over there. There's another spring over to our right, but not as big as this. That is Johnny Sack's cabin. I think he was a Swiss guy that lived out here for a long time. And it is about 8 a.m., 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. And I gotta check my audio levels here. I'll turn those up just a little bit. I just want to say real quick, I have my bear spray with me because we are in Island Park. Big Springs is just to the east of Island Park, which I did a walk sort of in a section, the Max-In section, which is kind of where we're near. Keep an eye out for trout in this bridge, in this creek here. Beautiful, pristine, clear water. And what else? Oh, that is not a trout. That is an American dipper, a water ouzel down there. Cute little birds. They eat and they feed underwater insects in the rocks and current of streams. Little water wheel over there. And I think it's so quiet here. We have it to ourselves. We're going to go down one side of this river and then back the other side. They have a little quarter-operated fish food thing where you can get some fish food to feed these trout. Let's see if we can see any from this side. I think the glare on the water is not going to let us. But we're going to go over the top and we'll look down and see if we can see them. I do want to say thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate you joining me. Leave me your comments if you've ever been here, if you have any thoughts or corrections or anything else. 360 viewers may not get as good of a view here. Look how beautiful this is. Lovely. I don't see any of them. When you throw food out to these fish, they go nuts and they're massive. I'm not seeing them right now. So the other spring is up that way. It's a little bit smaller. You can tell the volume's about half. Still beautiful. I'm going to cross over. This area is closed to fishing. Here's the fish food deal. I don't have a quarter with me, otherwise I'd consider feeding these guys. I've seen a couple of them dart around. But look at this view. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely gorgeous. If I had a polarized filter, it'd be a lot easier to see these fish. And a tighter lens. I can see a few down in there, but you probably can't. Anyway, we're going to walk along the left bank of this river, the south bank, I guess. Hope all our technology has a minimum of hiccups. No, I've been trying to do this way. I'm going to show you me. Just give you a little, well, I'm going to wait till I get in the shadow. So I'm not backlit quite as much. And you can see my setup a little bit. So I'm going to turn the camera now. Don't get dizzy. Hi everybody, good morning. Welcome to City Walks. Such a beautiful morning here. I'm going to turn you around just a second and show you, but thanks for joining me. This is so beautiful. It's so nice to have it to ourselves. So here we go. We're going back. All right. I hope you can tell by the smile on my face how much I'm enjoying this. We're staying at a brand new Marriott place over in Max Inn that was in the earlier walk. And we were sitting on the bank watching the osprey fish. I think there's some young ones that are learning. Very cool. So here's a map. You can see Big Springs Nature Trail. We're gonna go, we're here. We're gonna go along here, cross a bridge, and come back along an abandoned railroad line. This is, I know I said I wasn't gonna talk, and I will be quiet in a little bit, but this is the time of day that we might see some wildlife. We've already seen an ouzel. I saw a deer trying to cross the road earlier. I've got my bear spray, as I mentioned, and I probably should be making more noise, but I kind of like this quiet aspect of it. Okay, let's enjoy the river. Do have some wind here. See a raven in that tree in the distance. Just saw an osprey fly by behind the trees. Look at that. They have all these little pullouts with interpretive signs too, which I'm not gonna visit just yet. See, back upriver there. Just gonna look over into the water, show you how clear it is. Oh, there's a little robin. I hope you heard that thumping. That is a ruffed grouse drumming on a log somewhere, displaying. That was an osprey. Hope you got to see that in the camera. Here we go, you see him? Flying right over there. Beautiful birds. Out trying to find breakfast. These little birds flying around are swallows. I'm not sure which kind. There's our osprey friend. Directly above us, but I don't want to point the camera straight up. I think it's a little curious about us. See the moose droppings on this path. It's kind of what this area is known for. And probably bears coming through here quite often, digging up some tasty grubs and that sort of thing. Here's a little interpretive sign about moose and their furry friends, and beavers, I think, or maybe muskrats. There are some inholdings in this area where people have built houses. Classic old cabin up there. Somebody's got the wood stove going. Several more. There's no fishing between and floating between the bridge and the boat put in where we're going to cross the river. I'm going to swing you over and let you see some of these little cabins. Pretty cool. There's a little tree house there. Somebody's built over the years. Hopefully my 360 camera doesn't get caught on one of these branches. They're pretty low. You can probably hear by the sound of my steps that we've gone from a paved path to a gravel path. So not everything in the woods is a monstrous big beast like a moose or a bear. I believe. Well, I thought that was an anthill, but it is not. Just a big old pile of soft pine needles. But they do have these like 1 or 2 foot high anthills in places. I think they're red ants. And sorry, I'm hearing some sounds. And of course, most of their colonies underground, but it's they tend to teem with life and have a lot of pine needles on the hill. We're approaching the boat ramp, and I think what I'm hearing is some of that activity. That's gonna be a little tight. Coming up on some other people here at this boat ramp. Oops, I gotta fix my... Alright, we're just gonna go with it. Sorry for the wait. 360 is done, I think. Hi there. Well, so here's the boat put in. Back to the river. And then it's going to be an awesome float. Right. Looks like this circles around. Oh, Henry's Lake outlet closed to fishing. You can see this road is not ideal for cars, but it is ideal for moose. 2 moose right over there. We're gonna go over there. You see the moose? Yeah, they see it. So guys, this is super exciting. 2 moose over there. That's very cool. Yep. We got a little scared. Look at this though. That view is stupendous, isn't it? You can see how shallow and clear this water is. Down there too. We'll get a view of them again, but I think they're gone. Nope. You can see them going back into the trees. Back in the distance. If I remember, I will try to zoom in. Kind of looking rough after a winter, shedding their winter coats. Now that's a mama with maybe a 1-year-old. And one thing I don't want to do is get between her and her baby moose. That would be bad news. Welcome back to the 360 viewers. Not sure what was going on with the camera. Well, whatever it was, still going on. See, this is an ATV area, for sure. You can tell by the tire tracks. And then there's an old cabin over there. Not that old, but it has not been opened up for the season. .360 is bombed out again. Got this volcanic sand that I'm walking in. I think we're on an old abandoned railroad line here. We're gonna make a right on what I hope is a road. I think it's Forest Service Road 50 or 059. We're going to actually loop around via 141. See some of these summer homes. You can see it says summer home area. Please respect their privacy. Which I respect that, but it's also public right away, so we'll just take a walk through here. So, regarding 360 video, I think that's going to be a good one. We'll see. Of course, they're only getting half the walk, but that's all right. So I'm going to go over here because there is a sandhill crane, probably two straight ahead, just at the tree line. I want to give you a chance to see it. Since these ATVs are right around. You can see it, but it's kind of straight ahead, right at the tree line, darting its head around. I will try to remember to zoom in digitally as best I can on that. The fact that it doesn't want to leave that spot means it might, maybe, have a nest back there, and I don't want to mess with that. So we have seen an osprey, we've seen two moose, we've seen a, what's that called? Sandhill crane. A lot of other birds. Heard a ruffed grouse drumming on a log back in the woods somewhere. There's another summer home. Another cabin back there. This one looks like it might be recently worked on. It's got that cement base. Those are frogs. Very cool. Another cabin back in there. These frogs are cool. I love this landscape. It's forest with all these little openings. The sagebrush comes in. Find some light. I think I mentioned in my previous walk, majority of these trees are going to be lodgepole pine, and the soil here is it's basically volcanic gravel and sand. It's really hard for trees and plants to find enough nutrients. So it's almost a monoculture in terms of trees. They do have aspen and decorative, people plant decorative species, but and then you get this ground cover, these grasses and flowers. We've seen a lot of glacier lilies. The smell of these trees when the sun hits them and starts to warm them up is just this beautiful, musky smell. I love it. Now we are in the National Forest, I believe. And in the National Forest, they will generally sell grazing rights, grazing leases. People can run their cows back in here. I don't know if that's true right here, but in lots of parts of the National Forest, that's true. Where we were driving yesterday along the Henry's Fork Byway, I think it is, scenic byway. There were a lot of signs. We pulled off to go down this questionable road in a Honda CRV to go down to Warm Springs, another springs that emerges from the side of a hill, creates a river called the Warm River. Anyway, lots of free-range cattle signs. Here's an old corral and paddock where they would round up the cows, and then they've got chutes to load them onto trucks. We're just going to go over there. Check it out. With the price of old weathered timber. I'm surprised there's any of this left. People haven't come in and taken it. Pretty neat though. Quite a lot of effort to make this. Of course, they probably sourced all these round posts locally, just from the lodge poles. All right, take you over, see the chute, and then we'll head out again. This is part of the fun of doing these walks, is getting out and finding these things, discovering these things. There's an old chute there, lower level, higher level. We're looping back towards Big Springs. Hopefully when we get back, the sun will be on the springs again and get a better view. Even has some little patches of snow here down by the side of the road. And some people out for a morning walk. A little one. Morning. Hi. It's interesting to me how little understory there is here, and not a lot of shrubs and thick bushes and stuff. Partly, I think, due to the soil, and partly, I think, due to the fact that it just doesn't get a lot of light in these older forests, which I don't even think this is that old, honestly. 50 or 60 years. You can see these trees just aren't that big. I know as you drive Highway 20, there are several signs They had a lot of trees. There was a big burn here in the 80s, I think. A lot of trees were replanted in 85. And in this kind of weather, this kind of climate, I should say, they just, they don't grow much. It's pretty harsh. Some more snow on the side of the road there. Here at the end of May. So if you're planning your trip to Yellowstone or this area, just realize that spring starts much later here. See, the melt is having a hard time soaking into the soil here on the left. You can smell the damp. I don't know if you can see the cars up there, but was our starting point. We're going to loop back past there again to get a view of the springs and the river again in the better light, the higher sunlight. Maybe the trout will be out as well. Looks like they might be having a photo shoot or something. Some people bringing stools out. Oh, we can get a little more light on the springs. Got the rumbly tummies. Here are the springs again. We're getting a excuse me. We're getting a hint of sunlight down there. I'll walk down closer to the water, and then we'll head over to the bridge. Pardon my tum-tum. Alright. You can see just pours out of right dead center there. And then down we go. I'm going to climb back up the hill. The slope, I guess. Not really a hill. Hi there, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. See some trout in that little sunlight area. Maybe. I can. As I mentioned before at the beginning, there's no fishing in here. I thought it was down to the boat ramp, but I guess it's from where the Henry's Lake outlet comes in. Oh, we're getting a family photo with a little baby there. Fun. I won't intrude, or try not to, too much. I do want to show you guys these trout, if we can find them. A little breezy and windy. Let's cut across to the, ooh, there we go, to the other side. There's a trail. Could have gone that way. Seagulls. Not a friend of trout. No. I think they're all under the bridge, hiding out until feeding time. But let's just take a moment to look at this beautiful scene. Henry's Fork River. Absolutely stunning. Thank you guys for joining me today in this little nature walk, this virtual treadmill trail. Do all the stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. I do love the comments. Mainly come back next time. Not sure where the next one will be, but I will take you with me. Until then, keep on stepping, guys. Keep on stepping.